Otherwise, his or her artwork will have no significance despite the apparent aesthetic value. A good artist should bring a healthy and positive energy to his society.
Wang Yongsheng, a well-known artist in China, once was falling deeper and deeper into a life of sin.
I used to change girlfriends as often as I changed clothes. Friends around me were all in similar situations. A lot of them were successful artists, but failures when it came to family.
这里没有博爱，没有宽容，这里以成败论英雄，以利害为依归，以阴谋为智慧，以斗争为光荣。
After watching China's Confession, I finally realized what the Chinese people need. I also realized that my ignorance of love was pretty normal given the circumstances I grew up in. I didn't have too much difficulty in becoming a Christian. After I watched China's Confession, I read some books by Liu Xiaofeng. A missionary came to my house and talked to me for a while. I have been a Christian for only 1 year. I'm still an infant, really, but I pray every day. I also pray for my friends and look forward to meetings on Sunday. Most people in our group are artists. The group is called Artists Fellowship. Every week we get together and talk with each other. I feel at home, very comfortable. It's really nice.
Today, the love of God has brought us here.
There's a song I can't sing well. How can I sing it well if it doesn't have God's love in it? It won't have any power of spiritual awakening. I used to own a bar. I got drunk every day, and I also used drugs for a while. I was numb about everything. Then I read in the Bible, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. I was deeply moved. I knew that I'd lost touch with my heart. Right about then, I met my wife in Beijing. In order to date her, I ended up in church, because that's where she was.
I was the only Christian in my class, and I started to spread the gospel among my classmates. Many of them also became Christians. Our attitude towards learning and working made a good impression on our teachers. I received the Best Dancer Award in the National Dancing Contest. While I was waiting for my turn, I was praying quietly. I might have appeared odd to everybody else, but I didn't care.
My attitude is different from before, though the trials and difficulties are still there. I feel joy all the time. The thought of God often brings tears to my eyes. They're not tears of pain, but tears of joy and peace.
I think the world is cold except for the love of God.
I feel that God is holding my hand and walking with me. Even in the dark, I never feel lost.
I play mahjong every Friday and Saturday night. We stayed up all night playing. Sometimes there were so many people, the entire 3 floors of my house would be full. I lost 90,000 yuan in 6 months. One day a sister brought me to church. I'd never felt so good before. That night, I opened up and told them everything about me. I felt as if I was talking with my family. I wish I'd met God earlier. Words are not enough to express how deeply my heart was touched.
Many brothers and sisters often ask me how I became a Christian. In fact, God has been guiding me all the time. It came naturally. I didn't experience many ups and downs or go through much suffering. I'm in a profession where fame and wealth are the top priorities, not to mention all kinds of dirty tricks and sins. Thank God choosing me, bringing me to a clean place, and allowing me to be in contact with decent people. Of course, our thoughts are not always clean. Even now, I'm still troubled by distracting thoughts.
I'm sometimes weak and self-centered. I don't follow God's word all the time. I have a strong personality, but I know I'm still a child of God. It's not that you don't leave Him. It's He who doesn't leave you. He's always there to help me get back on my feet when I trip and fall.
对，哎，太好了，李东宝，点着名儿找你。40岁了，所以人的感受。
Nothing should be new for a 40-year-old, because I have experienced so much in life. But for me, somehow everything is always fresh. I wonder why I'm like this, why I'm so easily moved. When I need passion in my acting, the passion comes out fully. Before I act, I usually pray. It's because of God's love that my heart is touched so easily.
For more than 6 months, he would go to church every Sunday and argue about whether God existed.
其实无论怎么样争论，我发现
I realized faith was a move I had to make on my own. It's like a person who hears from others that an apple tastes good. If he keeps on analyzing its composition without taking a bite, he or she will never know the truth taste of an apple. So I told myself, just believe it.
I went to one of the best high schools in China, Lankai High School in Tianjin. After that, I went to one of the top universities in China, Tsinghua University. Because of my academic success, I was really big-headed. I love to ask tough or unusual questions. It's called reasoning, but really it's sophistry. One thing that greatly influenced my decision to become a Christian was my first prayer. Before I opened my mouth, I felt very uncomfortable. Once I started, somehow I calmed down right away. My questions didn't bother me anymore. They weren't resolved, but I stopped thinking about them. I became a very happy person. My wife and I joined the gospel meetings around the same time, and we accepted the Lord at the same time too. Every night we study the scriptures together. We take turns reading them aloud and then pray together.